What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I am your host, Reckless Rex Ruger. That, of course, is the one and only Alexis Arguello Puppet. We are back with another banger of an episode. Y'all know how we get down here. The most amazing and real boxing conversations anywhere on planet Earth. Legends, luminaries, world champions, and fighters on the come up. All coming here to chop it up with yours truly, your boy, Reckless Rex. And today is no different. Add Mr. International to the list of nicknames because we are taking it overseas today with our guest. Super excited to have him on. Finally got a chance to run him down. We've been scheduling it, had to reschedule a couple times, but it is what it is, folks. You know how your boy is. We eventually dig in and we get him done. We run him down and we get him on this show. So we got another great one for you today. What can I say? I'm a little biased. They're all bangers to me, but I digress. Before my guest gets in here, I will let you guys know at the time of this recording, it is Tuesday, August 19th. Shout out and happy birthday to my granddaughter, Layla, who turned 7 years old yesterday, August 18th. My guest is already here, so, hey, we're going to dispense with the formalities and get down to it. Here we go. Another great episode. Paul, we finally got a chance to do this, my man.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Better late than never, right? That's what I always say.
That's it, mate. That's it, definitely.
Listen, anything good is worth waiting for, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And plus, I get it, man. You know what I mean? I'm a father myself, man. So I know, man, like duty calls, man. You know what I mean? Real life steps in sometimes. What can you do? You know, the podcast is a side hustle for me as well. So, you know, I work in healthcare. I got a full-time job as a nurse. I got 6 grandkids that me and the wife are very actively involved with. So it's always chaos on my end too. So I don't even know how I even find time to do a podcast. I don't know, but I must be I'm a glutton for punishment is what it is, Paul. That's what it is.
That was about it, mate. That's that 3 kids for me, and hard work.
Just always something going on, right?
Oh, constantly. Kids just started back school here from their summer holiday, so today that was so busy day. Yeah.
So usually when I start these things, I always kind of like to go back to the beginning, man. So how did your journey in boxing start? Like, what age did you get a pair of boxing gloves on?
So basically, my dad he's got a boxing and a kickboxing club. But we'll run that together now. But basically, I started off as a kickboxer when I was about 3. So he's had this basically in the gym since I was about 3-year-old. And I'd done kickboxing basically until I was about 18. And then basically that's when I turned over to amateur boxing, and then obviously progressed into the pros when I was about 23. So yeah.
And what was that transition like when you finally weren't able to kick somebody anymore? Was that hard?
Do you know what? I get asked that a lot, but to be honest, do you know what? It was always what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? It was just because we had the kickboxing club and that, it was just the easier option at the time. But to be honest, when I was kickboxing, it was more boxing anyway. You know what I mean? I always wanted to fight with my hands. So, yeah, it was always a natural progression. You know what I mean?
And so you're 32 years old right now. Where do you feel like you are in terms of like your prime as a fighter? Do you feel like you're in the midst of it right now? Do you feel like you're haven't even arrived at it yet?
I don't know. I think I'm coming into it now. I feel like for the last few years, to be honest, outside the ring for me has been a wee bit of an issue. So it's affecting my performances and things like that. So the last 6 months have really knuckled down, and I think this is it's going to be a turning point for me 100%, and just be back to what I was on the progression to do. And so basically, like I said, things aren't going well outside the ring, it affects you inside the ring, I think. And do you know what I mean? That's down to me. That was my fault. You know what I mean? I put a lot of people under a bit of stress, and I've hurt a lot of people from some of the decisions I've made and that. You know what I mean? And so now it's time for me to make up for that, and hopefully make people proud of us and that again. And you know what I mean? The people know what they are. So yeah, I'll definitely. This is the first step to doing that.
And now for people that haven't seen you fight, you know, but boxing fans that are tuning into this that might not know a lot about you, how would you assess your boxing style? You know, obviously there's guys that are boxer punchers. There's guys that are knockout artists. There's technical boxers. How would you assess what you do in the ring?
So I would say I'm a more technical boxer, but to be honest, I think that I'm going to show that I can punch as well now, definitely. Like, I've obviously only got a couple of knockouts on my record, but that doesn't really like people have sparred and hold the pads and whatever, things like that, different. But I think that now I'm going to show that I've got a bit of power as well. And this guy, he has got power. You know what I mean? He's coming off a 3-fight knockout streak. So, like I say, I'm obviously not going to be standing there. My style is a boxer. You know what I mean? I'm a technical boxer. But listen, I'm ready to stand and have a fight as well if he wants to.
And so you're referring to your upcoming opponent in October, Aston Brown, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so how did this fight come about? Like, why him? How did this fight happen? Who reaches out to who? How do you guys make this fight? It seems like it really has shaped up to be a battle of two Scottish guys.
Yeah, so basically, you know what? Aston is I've got a lot of respect for him. There's no bad blood or nothing like that. It's, it's just a good fight and it makes sense for both of us, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? And it's on a big show in Scotland. It's on a Frank Warren show, Queensberry show. It's on DAZN, you know what I mean? So it's a big opportunity for both of us. And like I say, I'll be going into this fight as underdog. And do you know what? I'm actually happy with that because, like I say, he is a good fighter. He is a good fighter, and I hope once I beat him, that I get the respect that I deserve for beating him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and then, like I say, I'm not there to make up numbers. I'm there to do a job, and as is he. You know what I mean? So, may the best man win.
And so where will this fight be contested at? Because you have fought at super middle, but he, I believe, is a middleweight. Are you guys kind of meeting in a catchweight? Are you fighting at middleweight?
No. So I'll be back down at middleweight. To be honest, I've only had one fight, a couple of fights at super middleweight, but I actually started off as a super welterweight. I've got on a few titles at super welterweight, but my natural weight is a middleweight. So last few years, just doing the right things, and I'm back down to middleweight where I'm 100% at my best. Like, I've never been beat at middleweight, so that's my best weight, my optimal weight, definitely.
When you got into boxing, were you watching a lot of fighters on TV? Were there any guys that you looked up to or wanted to emulate?
Do you know what? When I was young, I actually loved Ricky Hatton, but I think it was more because of the ring walk and the fans and things like that, because my style couldn't be any more different to him. But I just loved the whole thing, like with Ricky Hatton and the fan base and things like that. And I still love that now, even when I'm coming out and like if I've got like 100, 200 fans, whatever, there, and they're shouting and screaming, whatever, and singing, whatever, it's the best one. So yeah, probably Ricky Hatton and just like your typicals like Oscar De La Hoya and Mayweather and things like that, and obviously Manny Pacquiao, Southpaw as well. So, but
Yeah, he did used to have a pretty big contingent, huh? Everybody would get going with there's only one Ricky.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. You know what? I was only like, I'm talking maybe, I was like between about 10 to about 16 at that time when Ricky Hatton was in his prime, and he's probably the most popular boxer in the UK. Yeah. But yeah, probably.
And so did your father have the boxing gym before you got into the sport? He's always had this a gym?
Yeah, so he's always had the kickboxing gym. So me and him own it together now. We own a gym called Skyax in Dundee. So basically, it's me that runs the boxing side of it, and he runs the kickboxing side of it. But obviously, my dad is my coach as well. So it works perfectly. Obviously, we're in the gym all day, every day anyway. So you couldn't really have a better job for being a boxer. You know what I mean?
You're around it all the time. Yeah, you're around it. Anyway, now, was your father a kickboxer? Is that how he got into this?
Yeah, he was a kickboxer. Yeah, he boxed as well as an amateur when he was young and that. My granda boxed as well. So it's kind of just in the blood. My two sons now, they both fight as well. So yeah, it's good. It's all good. It's going well, and long may it continue.
Now, obviously it's hard to be a fighter and also not be a fan. Are there guys doing it right now that you enjoy watching?
Yeah, do you know what? Like I said, it sounds actually daft, but I've actually fought one guy that I actually like watching. The boy Hamza Shiraz. I've actually been enjoying watching him lately. You've got to just take your hat off to some guys. Some guys are just top level, and I feel like he is up there. And then, obviously your Canelos and things like that. These guys are, even the guy Nick Ball as well. He's always value for entertainment as well. I think he's
like a little pit bull. He's like a little pit bull. You can't get him off you. And so since you brought up Canelo, just to step away from your own career for a minute, because we get so few of these super fights. Maybe the last one was Floyd and Manny. We have one coming up in a couple of weeks. How do you see that fight shaking out between Canelo and Bud?
You know what? I just think Canelo will be too big for him. I think that they're both phenomenal. You know what I mean? Like they're both elite of the elite, but I just think that Canelo will just be that bit too big, and especially the fact that he's fought up at like light heavyweight and things like that.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? You never know. You never know. That's how it's one of these fights where it's just you can talk. Everyone's got their opinion, and it's just tough. That's how everyone's interested in it. You know what I mean?
It's so cliche because everyone will always say this is a 50-50 fight, but this one really, really fits that bill, though.
Oh, 100%, yeah, definitely.
You know, I mean,
and like I say, if Terence Crawford could pull it off, then it's unbelievable. But I just feel he maybe might just be a bit too small. But yeah, he's not had a foot wrong yet, so we'll just have to see.
I know it's hard to see either one of these guys not getting their hand raised because we've seen them be so successful throughout there. I mean, Bud's never lost. I mean, so it's hard to imagine like these guys not getting their. Now, you talked about your dad being your coach. When you're preparing for a fight like this, outside of going into the gym, what's your preparation like in terms of studying this Aston Brown that you're going to fight? Do you watch a lot of tape or do you leave it up to the team?
I've got a couple of coaches, obviously. I've got my dad, my coach Craig Osby, and John Shaw, and my strength conditioning coach Adam Osby. That's he's my strength and conditioning coach. But to be honest, I just leave it to them. Craig's more like the man for the analysis. So basically, whatever he says, I come 100% trust. So whatever they tell me to do, I just do it. Like I'm not too worried about watching too much tape or that. Like I say, like I feel like you're watching it constantly. If like for the boxer to watch it, obviously the coach has got to watch it, but for the boxer watching it, you feel like you kind of focus more on what they're doing than focusing on what you should be doing. You know what I mean?
Right. And so have you thought about your career in terms of I've had guys on here that are very calculated and they've really mapped out their career. Like, do you know how long you'd like to, I've had guys on there who know that, okay, I don't want to fight past a certain age. I don't want to fight more than X amount of fights. Are you playing it by ear at this point and seeing how you feel, or do you have a set number in mind?
Like you said, so I've got to take it fight by fight now. Like I say, I'm 32 now. I've been a pro for 9 years, you know what I mean? So it's just how I perform in every fight, really. Like, so I've just got to see how, and like I say, at this present moment, I feel the best I've felt for a long time. So I feel like I'm gonna definitely be fighting after this fight 100%, put it that way.
Yeah. And what does life after boxing look like? Obviously, like you and your father have got the gym, so obviously, combat sports is obviously gonna, even when you hang the gloves up yourself, you're obviously gonna continue to have a foot in the sport.
Yeah, to be honest, like I say, like that's already mapped out for as well. Like I'll take over the gym fully from my dad eventually. And like I say, my kids and that, they fight as well. So you never know, one of them might turn pro, see what happens. I've got a lot of good
it sounds like your boxing days are just beginning.
Well, to be honest, I run an amateur gym as well, an amateur club, so I've got a lot of good boxers in that as well. One of my guys got to the Scottish final, Jake Shaw. He's up and coming. He's 20-year-old, so potentially the plan for him is to turn pro in the next couple of years as well. So that's hopefully I'll be in his corner for that as well. And that's so like I say, I'll always be involved in it. And so
what is the boxing scene like in your area? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, talk a little bit about, the particular area that you live in, and like, how does the gym do? Is there lots of young potential fighters? Do you have a full gym?
Yeah, there's lots of young potential fighters. So we've got another pro. He's actually one of my best mates. It's Sam Hickey. He's 25, but he won the Commonwealth Games. He's like won world youth medals and world medals and European medals and things like that as an amateur. I think he's now 4-0 as a pro. But I think he'll be the next best thing in Britain, to be honest. I think he's the best prospect in Britain at the moment. And maybe that's me being a bit biased, but just for me, I think that he is probably one of the best prospects, and definitely in Scotland, 100%. So I feel like in the next 4 to 5 years, you could see him being British and possibly world champion, definitely.
What do you see a lot of these young fighters when they come into the gym? For other young fighters who might be watching this, some of the typical obstacles or some of the particular pitfalls or mistakes that you see young fighters making?
You know what? I've probably made them myself. You know what I mean? It's getting distracted, especially in Dundee. It's sometimes a hard place to to grow up in that, there's a lot of distractions and things like that, and
Yeah.
it's easy to get pulled into that. And for like say for me, the last couple of years, I've been when your things aren't going quite well in your life, it's easy to go to these distractions, things like that, and you end up hurting people that you love, and you're hurting yourself ultimately because you're training and what you really want to do in life, as in being progress as a boxer, is going to take it. So basically, it's just keeping focus, having the right people around you, and yeah, just basically that. That's the most important thing. Having the right people around you that are going to support you and tell you the truth when you need it.
And now, how do you get along? Because we do see this in boxing a lot, and sometimes it works out well, and the fathers are able to stay behind the scenes. But unfortunately, in boxing, we do see a few overbearing fathers. I won't mention any names, but who do take the spotlight from their sons, who are the fighters. How does that dynamic work with you and your dad, with him in your corner?
Oh no, it works well, but don't get me wrong, we'll have our moments. Like it's just
right.
Like just obviously because we're like each other constantly, and then just for the gym and that, there's sometimes we have a few arguments. But
I get it. Yeah,
it never lasts long. And to be honest, my mum, she's the boss, so she wouldn't allow that. Anyway,
there you go. Yeah, there you go. And now, did your mom at all object? Obviously, your father had fought. Your father was a kickboxer. But when you started to get into the sport, does anybody intervene? You know what I mean? Because I can see fathers being excited about their kids fighting. Mothers, maybe not so much. You know what I mean? About their sons getting punched in the face for a living.
To be honest, if you watch any of my videos in the fights, you'll hear my mum over every single person in the place.
Okay. So she's supportive.
She's a big. She runs the gym with me and my dad as well. So she's about it. She knows what it's all about. But she supports us 100%. She always had, like I say, used to get embarrassed when I was young because it'd be on the video, just hear my mum shouting in the back.
And so 19 victories so far, but you did mention you don't have a lot of knockouts on your record. When you go to the cards, have you had any fights where in the back of your mind you were concerned? Because we do unfortunately in the sport see, and I've been critical on this podcast several times about it, because it is a black cloud that hangs over the sport, and I love the sport. We do see bad judging a lot. Have you been on have you had those fights where you've kind of had your heart in your throat a little bit while you're waiting for those? To be honest,
the defeat that I got early on in my career, I thought that, and people in the crowd thought I'd won that, but do you know what? It was one of the ones that I could have went either way, but I thought I did win it definitely. But that's the way it goes. Another three, obviously. There was no denying the three, but yeah, like I said, but the other ones that I've actually, I feel like the ones that I've won clear. You know what I mean? There's not been any disputes on that, to be honest. Like won them all clear. So yeah.
Now, Aston Brown is currently 8-0, but he actually has a couple of years on you in terms of age, though. You would look at his record and think he's 34, you're 32. You would think he'd have more fights. So it looks like he's kind of he hasn't rushed his career along. Only having 8 fights at 34 years old. Without giving away too much of the game plan. Do you have a tactical approach to this fight?
Yeah, like I say, me and my team we've got a game plan that we're going to 100% implement on the night. Like I say, he's obviously had 8 fights. Only had 8 fights as a pro, but he's a well seasoned amateur. He fought on like WSB and things like that. So he's a top operator, and like I say, when I get the win, I hope I get respect for getting the win. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be a tough fight, and he's a good fighter. So like I say, he's done a lot as an amateur. He was on GB, he went to Commonwealth Games, he fought in WSB, things like that. So no, I've got full respect for him. So he's got my 100% attention. Like, I'm putting everything into this camp. There's no messing about. Like, not one stone will be unturned. Like, definitely. And if that is, I'll fall short and I won't. That's just 100% not going to happen this time.
And what would before you do hang up the gloves, what would you like to accomplish in the sport? There's obviously guys who like to become undisputed. There's guys who like to win belts at a lot of different weight classes. There's guys who are in it just for financial gain. What would you like to accomplish in the sport? Have you set goals or what you want your legacy to be?
To be honest, see, as it was last few years, like I say, I was you're always setting goals like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. But see, to be honest, I'm just taking every fight as it comes now. So
Yeah.
win this fight, win this belt, see where we go next. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like when you look too far ahead,
Trouble.
you're always living forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to see who's in front of you, and you take your eye off the ball with that. Like, and if you're looking past somebody, then it's inevitable. You're always going to come up unstuck at some point. So, yeah, I feel like every fight as it comes to now for me. And like I say, obviously, I would love to box for a British title, things like that, a major title. But every fight as it comes, get this one done, see where I am. That's it.
What do you feel like your best attribute is in the ring? Like, if I were to ask you, you know what I mean? Like, what does Paul Kean do best?
I feel like I'm tough. I'm tough. I know I'm tough, but I've got great movement. I feel like I've neglected that the last few years, but I'm back to that now. I'm gonna showcase what I can do on October 4th, 100%. But
when you say neglected that, what do you mean? If I can cut you off, when you say you neglected that, like, what do you mean? You neglected?
Just was holding my feet far too much, things like that.
Okay.
Probably due to fitness and things like that. But like I say, this time around, I'll be 100%. And I feel like you're saying you were on about going into their prime and things like that. I feel like I'm getting there now. Just the way I'm feeling training, things like that. 100% feel like this is it for me, definitely.
And how active would you like to be? Like, is this the last time we'll see you fight in 2025, or would you like to fight more?
100% would like to fight before the end of the year as well. Like I say, take every fight as it comes first, and then we'll see where we go from there. But if there's a possibility to box before the end of the year, then definitely.
And I'm curious about the dynamic between you and having your pops in the corner. So has he always been your coach?
You know what? Yeah. So basically, yeah. I had not as an amateur. My amateur coach was Greg Menzies for Dundee ABC.
Okay.
He was a great coach as well. Had a lot of good. I had 25 fights as an amateur, and then a ton pro. So not many amateur fights. But obviously I had about 100 kickboxing fights before that. Do you know what I mean? So
right.
And then Greg was my coach then, and then for a short brief time there, for about a year, I was training with Ricky Burns as well, which I learned loads from. To be honest, obviously he's a 3-weight world champion. So you can't really not learn from guys like that.
Right.
But yeah, back with my dad and that, back where I'm comfortable, back where I just know what I need to do. You know what I mean? So, and these guys get the best out of us. So. Yeah.
When you segue from kickboxing, again, talk about that transition a little bit, because you had so much kickboxing under your belt. What was the impetus for making the crossover? Where you just wanted to try something new?
No, I always loved boxing. I always wanted to be a boxer. It was never like nothing else for me. Like, that was always the plan. And then I'd won like a world title in kickboxing and things like that. And I was only young. I was only 19 at that time. So there's not much else to do, or let me here go pro as a kickboxer or go into boxing, and I wanted to be a boxer, you know what I mean? So that was always my dream. And then so I just obviously pursued that, and my dad was happy for us to do that as well, and obviously supported us, and then that was it. We've basically done what I said we were going to do, so that's it.
Has there been a point in your career where you've had the opportunity to fight here in the States?
No, I've not, but would absolutely love to. That would be on the bucket list, put it that way, definitely.
Okay, so like when you are a European fighter, though, it is an important thing, because I'm obviously here in the United States. I don't know how much it means to if you're overseas to fight here. Maybe it means a lot for people. Maybe it doesn't, because obviously Britain, Scotland, Ireland, a lot of great fighters over there, and they put on a lot of great events over there. So I didn't know how important it is, for somebody overseas to fight here.
You know what, to be honest, me and my family and I always go on holiday or vacation basically to America, and I just love it. So I'd love to box there. And it's always been a dream. Do you know what, me and my dad actually went to Miguel Cotto fight in Orlando. I can't remember, maybe like 2012 maybe, and it was just unreal. I was in where Orlando Magic played, basically in that stadium, but it was unreal. Ken Crawford was actually on the undercard.
Okay.
But I remember from that, just thinking I'd absolutely love to box here. You know what I mean? It's just great crowd. The atmosphere was unreal.
And now, what about training your? Do you feel like that you'll kind of take that torch from your own father, and when your kids start fighting, you will be their head coach?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? They both obviously fight now, and I could understand where my dad comes from. You know what I mean? Like, I could see he gets a bit anxious in that. So I'm like, what's going on? But it's weird. I get more anxious for them than I do anybody else, because obviously you've got no control over it. Really.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right. And now, whereabouts are they in their careers? Are they amateurs? How old are they?
so they're both doing kickboxing at the moment. They're still taking that route as well. That's what I wanted them to do first as well. So just because they get to travel a bit more with the kickboxing and things like that, they'll be going to America to fight. I fought as a kickboxer in America. I fought in Orlando and things like that. So, but I want them to do the same thing. And one of them, my youngest son, he's 10, and my oldest son, he's 16. So yeah, they're both getting there now. So hopefully in another 10 years, maybe both of them turn over, or at least one of them, see what happens, what they want to do. Like, I won't push it either. It's just if they want to do it, then I'll be 100% supportive. It'll be hard to watch them do it as well, because it's a tough sport, you know what I mean? And it's unforgiving. You know what I mean? It's a lot of highs. The highs are high and the lows are lows. So yeah, but like I say, if they want to do it, I'll 100% support them.
Is it hard for you? Because obviously, like, there's that generation gap. You know what I mean? I know I have a son. I've told him lots of things and throughout the course of his life. Some of it he's listened to, some of it he's had to figure out the hard way. Do you find it hard to coach your own kids? Do you find that line getting blurred between being father and coach?
Yeah, sometimes. You know what? More so with my 16-year-old at the moment, just because he's up at that age. You know what I mean?
He's a teenager. They know everything, right?
Yeah, he thinks he's the boy. You know what I mean? He thinks he's the man. So but yeah, no, you know, they're good kids. So like I said, they do. Like I said, I'm just happy that they're involved in it, because just for the discipline and things like that, it's good for them. You know, they could be doing a lot worse than doing this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And now, we talked about like your mom being supportive of your fighting career. What about your son's mother?
Do you know what? I'm actually not with my son's mother, so I don't. Okay. There's not really much to say about that. But
any objections from her or no?
No, I don't think so. No. Don't think so. She's pretty happy for them to do it as well. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Got good supportive moms over there, man. Nobody wants to stand in these kids' way. That's pretty darn good. You know what I mean? Like,
definitely.
And so you mentioned you have fought at super middle before, but do you feel like you do your best work? Do you feel like you're most comfortable at middleweight?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I'm optimal at middleweight. I feel like that's the weight for me. That's the way it should always be boxing at. Obviously, I moved up to super middleweight because I was just struggling a wee bit to make the weight before, but just because obviously a few different things going on. But this will be easy to make weight this time, 100%. Like I say, I feel like I'm the best. I perform my best at middleweight. I feel like I've been down at super welterweight as well. I was starting my career there, but obviously when you're young and it's a lot easier to make weight when you're going down there. But I got offered the fight against the guy Louis Green for a Commonwealth title. And I was in Dundee, and I took it. I was at super welterweight. I hadn't been down there for a few years. It was just too much. You know what I mean? I was so weight drained. I know it's obviously like saying it to somebody like 2.5 kilo, but 2.5 kilo when you're already
makes a difference. Sure, makes a difference.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely middleweight is the one for me. So yeah, hopefully get a good run at middleweight now and see what happens.
And so, do you know? Before I let you out of here, do you know whereabouts the fans can watch this fight, or where it will be broadcast?
It's on DAZN. Yeah, it's broadcast is on DAZN. So, like I say, it's October 4th, Queensberry show on DAZN, and obviously, I think the live broadcast will start about 7:00. I don't know. Obviously,
boxing fans, make sure you got your DAZN subscriptions. You got to have your subscriptions. I know Turkey Al Sheikh is getting rid of pay-per-view, but you can't just get your boxing for free. You got to have your DAZN subscription at least.
Definitely.
You got it. You know, and a couple of years ago, I was reluctant on subscribing to DAZN too, because HBO was done, Showtime was done, and you didn't really know where boxing was going to land. And I wasn't even so sure that DAZN was going to be the home for boxing, but it looks like it is going to be, though. And it is.
Definitely. I think especially over in the UK, because Matchroom and Queensberry are kind of working together now, and they're both on DAZN, and then obviously Boxer have just been released from Sky, so obviously Sky Sports is a big platform for anyone to be on as well. Do you know what I mean? So,
and where will the fight be held live?
So it'll be in Braehead Arena. That's in Glasgow.
Okay. And so Scotland. You know, before I let you out of here, Loch Ness Monster, real or bullshit?
Bullshit.
Bullshit. Okay. I mean, you would know. You are there. I'm here in the States, man. So, over here in the States, we've heard about it for years, man. You're an actual Scotland guy. I couldn't resist asking since I have you on here, though. So, have you ever jumped in there and swam around and see what you could find, or no?
You know what? I've never even been up there.
No.
I've never even been up. No. So, it might be real. Maybe.
So it's another one of those myths, then, right? Like Bigfoot and all this other stuff, right? I find it hard to believe that. So basically, they're trying to make us believe that there's some kind of creature that's almost like a dinosaur living in this water.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been up there. There's a few creatures in Dundee, right enough, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so but still, if you were there, is it a body of water? Because we've heard about the Loch Ness Monster for years, is it a body of water that you would jump in and swim in, knowing that we've always heard about this Loch Ness Monster?
Definitely, yeah.
Yes, you would jump in there and take a dip.
Yeah, 100%.
You are tough. Damn, you are tough. Hey, listen, man, you just sold me, man. I mean, and listen, I try to be optimistic by nature too, but that just does seem like a far-fetched story, though. They've dragged this water. Scotland Yard has investigated all this. They've never found anything, have they?
No, I don't think so. No.
Nothing. Yeah, it's all just speculation and blurry pictures of stuff floating in the water. I don't think there's any concrete proof at all.
No, I don't think so. No.
Sounds like a bunch of crap to me. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Until someone comes up with some tangible proof or pulls something out of that water, I'm gonna stay a disbeliever.
I'm with you then, definitely.
Perfect. And so for people that want to tap in and keep track of you, how's the best place? Obviously, everybody's on social media somewhere.
Probably on Instagram. So yeah, my name is just Paul Kean on Instagram.
Okay.
My dad's name is also Paul Kean, and my son. So just
because I initially when I saw you were fighting Aston Brown, I initially reached out to him thinking that he was you, and then he kind of set me straight, because I believe on Facebook he is Paul Skyax.
Yeah, that's him. That was the reason he done that, just so that people can get the from the both. Yeah.
So Instagram is the best place to tap in and keep up with what's going on with you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, man, I wish you a lot of luck, man. I'm glad we finally got a chance to coordinate our schedules and actually get this done, man. And as soon as I put the episode up, I'll send you a link so you can share it around on your own social medias. But I really appreciate you making the time, man. I'm glad we got this done, man.
No, thanks very much, man. I appreciate you having us on as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and best of luck in October. I'll be watching and pulling for you, man.
Thanks very much, man. I appreciate that. Really do. Thanks a lot.
Good talking to you, Paul.
Cheers, mate. You too, mate. Thanks very much, mate.
Yeah, and definitely stay in touch, man. We'll do this again for sure.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Give me a shout anytime, 100%.
All right, thanks, my friend. Good talking to you.
Cheers, mate.
All right. And there he goes, folks. Paul Kean, who has a big fight coming up October 4th against undefeated Aston Brown. It really is the Battle of Scotland. And Paul also cleared up any myths about the Loch Ness Monster. So this was really a dual-purpose episode. We found out all about Paul Kean's boxing career, his prior kickboxing career, working with his father, his preparation, his fighting style, all the stuff that I normally ask. And I squeaked in my Loch Ness Monster questions. And again, Paul seems to side with me that this is all bullshit, and he would know. He is a Scotland guy. So, and even said that if he were at those waters, he would jump in. Tells you all you need to know. I wouldn't jump in, but it's only because I'm an awful swimmer. Yes, I own a pool, but I will not go into water where I can't see what's underneath my feet and I don't know the depth of it. Pool, yes. Mystery body of water with unknown depths, no. So I would not jump in that water just because of that. But were I a strong swimmer? Yes. I'm calling bullshit on the Loch Ness Monster, as is Paul Kean. So we agree. Here we are, man. Countries, nations coming together, man, in agreement. That's all we got to do. We just got to get along. That's all. So again, appreciate Paul Kean finally getting him on here. Glad I got a chance to do this. He will be going against, as I said, Aston Brown, October 4th on DAZN. Make sure you tap in and check him out on social media. Tap into him on Instagram if you want to keep track of what's going on in his career. His father, Paul Sr., the two of them run a fantastic boxing gym over in Scotland. So kudos to them, helping young men find their way into the combat sports world. And it sounds like they've got a good crop of young talent there. And I wish them all the best with the gym and Paul with his career. And of course, lots of luck with this upcoming fight. Tap in to DAZN October 4th. So again, thank you to Paul Kean for making that happen. There's a time difference here, so it's a little later there for him. So I appreciate him going to the lengths that he did to make time to converse with your boy Reckless Rexx. Means a lot. My guests, it always means a lot when they come on here. Could not do this without them. So the biggest gratitude goes out to my guests and, of course, my viewers and my subscribers, who I appreciate more than you guys even know. We are north of 270 episodes, which boggles my mind. So now I'll go into my promotional spiel, because you got to do it. You got to podcast. You got to go into pimp mode. You got to let the people know. So here we go, man. The pimp hand is feeling strong. Make sure to tap into Off the Couch Boxing on Facebook. The Facebook page is Off the Couch Boxing and Pod Scum. You'll get updates on new episodes when they're dropping, who will be on those episodes, and any other big boxing news. If it is popping off in the fight game, your boy Reckless Rexx will keep you in the loop. I got you covered. If big news is going on, I'm sticking it up there, so you guys will be informed. And of course, if you're watching right now, like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell to stay tapped in. This is where you really need to be. Go check out the playlist. As I said, we're north of 270 episodes. I say it all the time. There's literally something for everybody. Amazing conversations with the who's who of the boxing world, whether it's the OGs and the legends, or the future young up-and-coming rising stars. We got a little bit of everything for you. So go tap in and check out all those past episodes. It is literally a treasure trove for the boxing fan. And yes, I might be a little biased because it is my podcast, but if I was a boxing fan and I stumbled upon Off the Couch Boxing, I would be overjoyed. I would be. I'd be doing cartwheels if I were able to do a cartwheel. So make sure to go tap in. And when you see that playlist and you see all the people that have graced this show, you will understand and you will say, damn, I understand why they are the undisputed, undefeated heavyweight champion of boxing podcasts. And I will concur and agree with you. And I will give you a little bit more good news. You too can be a champion right there at home. All you got to do is continue to stay tapped in to Off the Couch Boxing and continue to roll with the champs. Peace.